We got quorum. We can rock. All right, we ready?
Go ahead.
I don't think Cody is going to be here today.
Is Cody gonna be here?
I haven't heard from him, but I don't think he'll be here. Councilor Weaver's supposed to be, but okay, we're gonna go ahead and call our special meeting to order, July 30th, 2012. Short agenda. Mr. Dorman, are you ready to read ordinances?
Yes, sir.
Enabled and disabled that aren't gonna be here.
I guess while we're here, Councilor Weaver and Councilor Scott are not present at the moment.
I'll take care of one, John take care of the other. Well,
I've got him, I've got
Got
it
it.
fixed.
okay. I don't have to punch anything?
No, hopefully.
You ready?
All right, ordinance 3183, Mr. Dorman.
An ordinance authorizing the sale of a certain parcel of property located at 1299 North Washington Street, commonly known as Will Rogers Park, provided for citizens-initiated referendum of said sale in accordance with Section 4-2 of the city charter.
And this is second reading, this is just the sale of the Will Rogers Park.
Yes, sir.
All right, looking for a motion on ordinance 3183.
We accept 3183. I second it.
Motion and a second. And that motion passes 3-0. Ordinance 3184.
An ordinance amending the Stillwater City Code, Chapter 29, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, to create Article 11, Special Provisions for Westwood Neighborhood Area Parking District, Section 29-280, Purpose, Section 29-281, Definitions, Section 29-282, Permit Authorized, Duties of City Manager, Section 29-283, Permit Required, Section 29-284, Permit Duration, Section 29-285, Permit Fee, Section 29-286, Allocation of Parking Permits, Section 29-287, Proper Display of Permit, Section 29-288, Rights of Permit Holder, Section 29-289, Violation, Section 29-290, Applicability to Municipal Vehicles, and Section 29-291, Implementation and declaring an emergency.
I have one question. In all of that, what you read, did it take into consideration what visitors parking going to be like? Or does that matter at this point?
Well, manager's probably better.
Well, I would just say, when the parking district was created, there's language in the parking district that says that the parking is for those who own property there, and it's not for others. Now, we have met with the homeowners. We will work out something to allow some temporary parking for visitors.
And this is just on street,
Right, on
not
street.
on property.
Right.
For example, if I drive up on the street and I don't have one of those decals,
Well, each owner can get 2 permits, so you can have 2 visitors and let them hang the permits in their car. That'll help some. If they have additional ones, then they would have to borrow permits. But we're looking into some kind of a system to provide some temporary 24-hour permits as well.
Motion on ordinance 3184 on second reading.
I make a motion, we accept 3184.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. And that passes 3-0 also. And ordinance 3185.
We had an emergency clause.
Oh, I'm sorry, a motion on the emergency clause.
I'll move the emergency clause.
I'll second it. And the emergency clause also passes 3-0. Now, 3185.
An ordinance amending the Stillwater City Code, Chapter 29, Motor Vehicles and Traffic, Article 1, in general, amending Section 29-17, Security Verification Form, and declaring an emergency.
I'll remember this time.
And I move that we accept 3185.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second.
Pardon? Shame on it.
And that passes 3-0. And then the emergency clause,
Yes, I'll move the emergency clause.
and I'll second it.
Here we go.
And that also passes 3-0. And that takes us down to reports from officers. City Attorney?
Request an executive session pursuant to 25 OS subsection 307B3 for the purpose of confidential communication regarding the purchase, appraisal, and/or sale of real property.
Okay. All right. But before we go to executive session, we're going to recess this meeting, and I'm going to call the July 30th special meeting of the Stillwater Utility Authority to order. And we have one item on the consent docket. You guys have any questions about the one item on the consent docket?
I move its acceptance.
Second?
Motion is second to accept the consent docket. That passes 3-0, and then we just need a motion to adjourn SUA.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second to adjourn.
Those uniforms are bright red, right?
Oh, wait a second. And that motion passes, SUA's adjourned. That's not what I saw.
Well, orange is the wrong color. That's, Christmas.
Blue and white.
Okay, we need a motion to move into executive session.
I move that we move into executive session.
Second?
Motion is second. And that passes 3-0. We're in executive session.
Could we invite Mr. Blank?